Hey guys, I thought I would hop on. I wanted to show you how a capo can affect the tuning on your instrument. Now, often we will play with a capo if we have got a song, usually that's written for guitar, and they have, the chords on uke would be hard or horrible. Once you can play bar chords, it doesn't matter. You don't need to use a capo as much, but look, build up to that, okay? I don't think it should stop you playing really cool songs that you want to play. So this week I was playing, last Friday Night by Katy Perry with a student. And the chords are G, E minor, B minor, and A. And it's got this cool little strumming pattern where we're sort of up, down, up, down, up. I don't know what it is. There's a stranger in my bed, there's a pounding in my head, glitter all over the room, pink flamingos in the pool, smell like a mini bar, DJ passed out in the yard. Right, so you've got this kind of little strumming pattern, and it's kind of a bit of fun. I obviously don't know the song that well. Okay, this is a little capo that you can pop on. You can use guitar capos, but they're much bigger and so they can be a bit clunky. They're also heavier, so it kind of pulls the neck down a little bit. What we do with this one, if we popped it onto the 4th fret, so notice I've got all the gadgetry at the top, not sort of underneath. If it's underneath, then your hand can't swing underneath the instrument as easily. I have it right next to the fret, not on the fret, but away, so it doesn't buzz. And then I play. Now, if I'm playing this song G, E minor, B minor, so we're holding the same shapes that we were before. It's not going to be a proper G chord now or an E minor, but that's how it will be written. It will say capo 4th fret, and then we sort of play our simple, easy chords that we're familiar with just up the neck. When we put a capo on, these frets are going to be much closer together, so you might not have noticed that if you've been playing down here, but as you move up, it gets squishier, okay? Now, if you're on a soprano, that's a bit of a problem, okay, because it's small enough. But let me show you how a capo can affect what we call the intonation. So if I'm ever playing with a capo on, I tune it again with my capo on. Now, the better your instrument, the better the intonation. So the intonation is when you're coming up the neck, how it's holding its tune. Is it actually playing the note on that particular fret that it should be? So if I'm playing my A string at the bottom, because I've got a capo on the 4th fret, it should be a C sharp. But you can see here, it's going into this yellow section. Now that yellow section just means it's sharper than a C sharp, so I've got to bring it down. So you can actually tune with the capo on. I can hardly see because I'm showing you. There we go. Okay, so we've got it down to a C sharp. This is also sharp. Look at the intonation. Look how far that's out, okay, just by putting a capo on. So I bring that down. Now, how do you know what it should be? Because it's no longer G, C, E, A. You just go to the closest, okay? So if it's saying G sharp, then don't try to tune it to G or to what it should have been open. We don't want it to be that. So here, the E, that's also sharp. So I want to bring, oh, come on, come down. Notice I'm picking it at the same time as well to bring that down. Then we're going to do the same. My B is out, so that comes down a bit. So now I've tuned it with the capo on. So when I'm playing this now, it's cleaned it up. There's a stranger in my bed, there's a pounding in my head, glitter all over the room, pink flamingos in the pool. Okay, so you've got that sound, and it's going to sound in tune, okay? It's just like if you're trying to play open and you haven't tuned your instrument. So if I take the capo off now, it's out of tune. All right, so I need to bring my G back up. C comes back up. E, that's almost a whole half of a semitone out there. And my A comes back up. So now I'm back in tune if I'm playing sort of down here. So just a little reminder that if you do pop a capo on, not all instruments are the same. So this is a Kala tenor travel size, and I've got students that come to my classes and they also have one. As we put capos in different positions, I'll often say, hey, let's see, you know, where it's out. Is it our particular model of uke? And often it's not. It's almost like, you know, each individual one is quite individual. So the better your instrument, I mean, this is not a cheap instrument, but it was around about the 380. I think you can get them for 320 now, but you know, it's not cheap, but it still goes out as I come up the neck. The cheaper ones though, they'll be atrocious. Okay, so if you start to put a capo on that sounds rubbish, please tune it. Okay, if I was to try to play these chords up without a capo, I'm going to be holding some pretty ugly sort of shapes. That can just be a little bit trickier. Okay, so capos are great. Don't let anyone tell you that it's cheating. Okay, they're not. They're awesome. I tend to not try to go further than my first 2 frets though. Okay, unless I'm going to retune it. It just gets a bit high pitched and, you know, nasty when you come up the neck. But up to you if you want to play some cool pop songs, and they're, you know, for that particular one, there's just no easier way to do it. I've had a look because I do that with my students all the time. I try to find the easiest way to actually play it, and there really isn't. You have to pop a capo on. Okay, hope that helps you. Let me know if you've got any questions. Just pop them in the comments. Okay, see you soon. Bye.